This is Matt Dayton coming to you at the Summit Ski Real Estate Show. Thanks so much for joining us. Today is September 27th, and the leaves are at their peak. So sorry we're late. Benji and I were chatting up about Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Quite interesting and always the topic of conversation. But anyway, let's get on with our show. We're going to hit some local out mountain news. I was going to share a tip or two with you, and I'm going to take you behind the curtain of the Summit MLS. I'm your host, Matt Dayton, Cornerstone Real Estate. Got Benji with Benji Does. Hey, Benji, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. So Benji, I got to tell you, I was driving across the damn road yesterday.
The what road?
You're not supposed to laugh at that.
You have that for real? I feel like you're pulling my leg sometimes.
No, we got the lake on one side and there's the town of Silverthorne down on the other
There's
side.
a damn road. Okay.
Damn road. They actually shut the thing down one time, like years ago, for security stuff because they were, afraid somebody was going to blow up the damn road. And so they made T-shirts, like, because it was a major inconvenience for everybody. And so they open the damn road. So
I love it. Open the damn road.
So what I was getting at is I was driving across the damn road and I'm looking down into like the valley of Silverthorne and just all the leaves and all the colors. And oh my gosh, I couldn't stay on the damn road.
Yeah. About to go careening off the damn road.
Oh yeah. It's happened. So.
Oh, really?
I don't even want to go into that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So not to me. Had other harrowing mountain driving experiences, but not that one. So.
You know what? I'll ask you about that. I'll even do some research. There's our next segment for next week. I'm going to go look that up. How about question of the day, local news, real estate tip? Where would you like to begin today?
Yeah, let's go with the local news.
Local news. This is interesting and developing. So it looks like a new county program is providing subsidies to homeowners who convert or build rent-capped units. And here's the article right here. Look at that thing.
Yeah, this is one. I mean, I think it brings. Yeah, that's a beautiful looking place. They actually had that on a tour the other day. But this is in somebody's backyard or on their property. This particular couple, they built it. You can swap out, like if you're going to you can rent the ADU, or you could decide to live in it and rent your house. So you could do that if you're wanting to downsize. That's kind of what this couple was talking about doing. And they just thought this would be a good thing. The great things about it, I like that it's creating some local workforce housing, something that's affordable. The county's chipping in some money. They're going to chip in up to $60,000 that you could use towards building that. And so I think it's a good solution. I like the idea of people building apartments or condo apartments on their property that they can rent. I think it's a great way to offset your cost of your house, your mortgage, all that stuff. So there's a lot more to it, though, when you start reading into it. And I went into the county website and really started reading it because, believe it or not, the news just doesn't always give you the full story. I know you probably don't believe that.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Somehow I was curious. So I went in there and I started reading a bunch. So they do require that you rent it to a local. That was covered in the paper. 30 hours a week. There's some, that local has to work, or that workforce, it's workforce housing. So they have to work 30 hours a week in the county. No problem. They have to, you can't rent it less than 60 days. That makes sense. They have an AMI of 110%. So
what is AMI?
So annual median income.
Oh, okay. The tenant.
Yeah. So they've calculated that, well, the tenant doesn't have to meet an annual median income. The apartment can't be rented for more than 10% of annual median income. So the way they calculate this is that a studio, for example, can be rented for $2,143. A one bedroom can be rented for $2,287, and a two bedroom could be rented for $2,748. If you want to get more assistance, then you could do 100% AMI or 80% AMI, and those rents are going to be less. So, that kind of all makes sense. the thing that people really need to think about with this, that this is what I learned from getting on the website, is that you need to really evaluate what, like, long term. And I know people would, but it's a significant commitment, because they are saying that you need to rent this. If you don't have a tenant in there for 30 days, then they're going to basically come after you. So you can't leave it vacant. You got to make sure you always have somebody in there. And then if you decided, like, in 20 years that you didn't want to do this anymore, you didn't want to rent it, you didn't want to have, tenants on your property, you can revert back. You can basically take the kitchen out. You can make it a pool room or whatever, a living space. But you have to pay back the subsidy, plus 2% interest. So, on a $500,000, this one in the picture cost $500,000 to build.
Mm-hmm.
That's $50,000 you could get from the government, but if you're gonna turn that back after 20 years, you got to pay 2% interest on that. So you're paying another $25,000 on top of the 50 that you owe back to them, plus any fees that they waived. So they're able to waive some design fees, some engineering fees, some of that type of thing. They're able to waive, plus any of those fees with 2% compounding interest as well. So you could definitely be on the hook for quite a bit if you wanted to change that back. So
I don't know, this is probably way out there. Can the property owner pick any builder that they want and design anything that they want? Or is the state, you said something about design and engineering costs. What was that?
Yeah, so just the engineering. I mean, for one, we've got big snow loads up here, so you have to have that. They are actually, which is really cool, they are offering the ability to. They've got some designs that you can just use. Mm-hmm. So that's going to save you a lot in architectural fees. You can basically plug and play with the designs that they have. You might have to tailor them a little bit for your property. So. Yeah, so that's some good things about it, but definitely some things that you really, it'd be something to research and commit to. This one that these guys built, there's about $400,000 to $500,000 is kind of what you're looking at.
It's really nice. I like this thing.
Yeah, it's a great place. I mean, I'm sure that would make great housing for somebody. You throw, you got a couple garage spaces that you can use. So, it's one way. What I would like to see the county do, though, the reason why I wouldn't build one of these on my property is because I just don't want to give up that much control of my property.
Yeah.
So what I would rather see is them say, well, we'll let you rent, build it. And then if you want to rent it, you have to rent it to, a local, somebody, mm-hmm. workforce housing, 30 hours a week. That's fine, but you don't have to rent it. And if you do rent it, well, maybe we'll incentivize, maybe we'll subsidize, maybe we'll, give some incentives for you to rent it.
Yeah.
I just feel like that would maybe go over better with people, because I know a lot of people just don't want to give up that much control of their property to the government.
If you don't take the subsidy, can you do that stuff, or do they still have some kind of control over it?
Yeah, if you don't take the subsidy even to get the permit, mm-hmm. they're still going to say that you have to rent it. I think it's like 90 days that you need to get somebody in there.
Really?
You still have to rent to a local. You can't occupy it yourself.
Really?
So that would be, if you didn't take the subsidies. So I just think that if they loosened up those restrictions.
Yeah. I mean, it is your property. I mean, you should be able to do what you want on it, as long as it meets,
the code and all that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be a better way, just to incentivize on the back end a little bit there if you're going to rent it to workforce housing. So anyway.
Always good looking housing, though. I love it.
Yeah, I'd live there. It looks nice.
All right. Change of pace. So you ready for the question of the day?
What's the question of the day?
All right. This one's specific, and I'm excited to hear what you're going to say. But if you could only choose one resort pass for Summit County, which one would you choose?
Wow.
How many resorts are out there?
We've got Arapahoe Basin, Breckenridge, Keystone, Copper Mountain. Those are all like right in the area. And you drive over another 30 minutes, you got Vale, and then you got Beaver Creek. So, we've got it within the short drive, reasonable drive. You got five.
Wow. Okay.
So would this be like, regardless of convenience or where I live, we're just looking at like just the most funnest
Yeah,
mountain?
probably just the one you enjoy the most. You've been out there
Yeah.
forever, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. Uh, I love A Basin because it's got just like such a great fun variety of terrain.
Mhm.
But Breckenridge has got that, plus it's bigger.
Oh, okay.
So I think I would do Breckenridge. If you can hit it on, it gets hit pretty hard on a big powder day, but sometimes you just get those days where it's not getting hit like that. But it's got a lot of good variety of terrain, and growing up there, I know it like the back of my hand. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Breckenridge today.
How long are those trails?
The runs in Breck, gosh, good question. I don't really actually know. I guess the top, like as high as you can go up, you're probably like maybe almost 14,000 feet, 13,500.
Oh, wow.
And then town's at 9,600. So,
You're
it's,
going for a while then.
yeah, yeah,
It's like 5,280 feet in a mile.
you got some vertical that you can get down. So, yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy.
yeah.
All right. I don't know if I could do that. Just standing even. I get tired. I have to lay down in the snow.
Believe me, I do too. Especially when I'm doing telemark skiing. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What is radon mitigation? What is happening? Where does that even come from?
Radon comes from the ground. It's actually decaying uranium.
Okay. Is this an Earth's crust thing, or is this an Earth's crust in Summit County thing?
This is an Earth's crust thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it basically is a gas that comes out of the ground. We get more of it here because it is more porous in the soil.
Mm-hmm.
So, on an average, like 1 in 15 homes in the U.S. have high levels of radon.
Okay.
But in Summit County, I don't know what the statistic is here in Summit County, but it's definitely higher than that. So the radon comes up through the ground, and it gets trapped in your house, and you can't smell it, you can't taste it, it's odorless. So you have to mitigate this radon. You have to get it out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd highly recommend people test for it. It's not that expensive to test. You can even send off you can get these little charcoal looking blocks.
Okay.
And you just sit that in your house, it sits there, and then you mail it into a lab, and it's really inexpensive to do that way. You can hire a radon company to come in and bring their fancy test kit and do it that way as well. So once you get your test results back, the Environmental Protection Agency uses 4.0 picocuries per liter as their rating of what is acceptable levels and what's dangerous.
Okay.
So anything above 4.0 picocuries per liter, they're saying is above the acceptable levels, then you should mitigate.
All right.
So to mitigate, they take they take a tube, they run it in your crawl space or under your slab, and then that's, if it's a crawl space, there's going to be plastic down there, and the tube goes under there. It's like perforated pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just runs a pipe outside of your house, and it has a fan that's always running, and it just takes the radon out into the atmosphere where it would go anyway.
So what does it do? Is it like what's the gas? Carbon monoxide? Is it like that where you don't wake up from going to bed?
No, it's not that. Over time exposure, it causes lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's actually the number one leading cause of lung cancer death for non-smokers in the U.S.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's got to be a big deal then.
Yeah. It's it's funny. We didn't even used to even know about it.
Yeah, I'm 40 and I'm hearing about this.
Yeah. So it's a bigger deal up here because I think we have higher instances of it. But
yeah, we've got really compacted dirt ground here.
Yeah. So you may not get as much of it. I'm sure parts of the country don't. Mm-hmm. But yeah, over 20,000 people a year die from radon caused cancer. So,
oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's significant. It's, you don't want to be, my house actually had like, when I bought this house, I had 28 picocuries or something like that.
Okay.
And then we mitigated and it's like 0.04. So
And all you got to do is put a fan on it,
yeah,
move
yeah,
it.
it costs, a couple $1,000, maybe $3,000 if it's a little more complicated. So
Okay.
it's really, it's worth doing.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if you're buying a house, that's something that you can definitely request that the seller take care of. It's a health and safety thing. So I would just say if you own it, just get it tested and just put it in. You're gonna you're gonna end up getting one someday anyway.
Makes me wonder what radon is good for. Like, can we use it for anything or?
Not that I'm aware of. It's just a
Huh.
byproduct of uranium. So
All righty. How's the market looking?
yeah, it's a little bit tougher right now to get buyers and sellers together. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, I think, in the days to come. Interest rates are high, prices are high, days on market are longer. So sellers are looking at kind of what things have been selling for. And they are going to just be looking at that number, things have been selling for, and they're going to be looking at, and then the buyers are looking at, well, it's, yeah, but your property's been on the market, 30, 60, 90 days. It's certainly worth less than that if nobody's bought it. So that's a little bit more of a challenge right now that we're seeing. Our inventory is pretty static. We're about 448 total listings. 27% of those are actually new constructions. So a lot of those haven't even been built. So our inventory is really low. And we've been kind of seeing our new listings kind of tick down a little bit, not as much coming on the market, just the seasonality. And our under contracts still hovering around like 40 to 50 properties weekly over the past month going under contract. So decent, but not a lot of activity. So yeah.
All righty. That leaves us with the MLS check. Let me go ahead and find our houses. We've got 5 new houses. Did it come up? There they are. And they all seem to be on the Breckenridge side of things. Yeah, well, right down the middle almost. Okay.
Yeah.
First one is 665,000, a condominium.
Yeah. So just going on the deed restricted workforce housing, this is a deed restricted 2-bedroom between Breckenridge and Frisco. And just kind of, more on the affordable side, $504 a month for HOA includes everything. So your heat, your utilities and all that. Central location between the two. What is it? Just under 1,000 square feet, and it's got trails right out the back door. So that's kind of more your affordable one.
It looks nice. I like the location too. There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, we
It's
looked at
got
these.
marble countertops. Granite.
Granite. Yeah,
Yeah.
we looked at these when we first moved up here, actually.
Good looking spot.
Yeah. So pretty basic, but a good location and good space.
Very cool. Let's see what this next one is at $1,175,000, another condo, and this one is in Dillon, Colorado, 205 East Labonte Street.
Yeah. So in Dillon, I got some nice fall color shots in
Look how
there.
pretty this whole thing is.
It is pretty.
Just the way it wraps around and everything. And you can see the sun just pouring you're in the shadow of that big man. This is so cool.
You got Buffalo, you got Peak One. Yeah. So this is in the heart of Dillon. You got the amphitheater nearby. This is a new build. So I know it's like over $1,000 a square foot. So that's a lot, but you do have, that new construction in town. You can short-term rent this. So that's pretty nice. And then you just got kind of that more modern look, which is nice, and comes fully furnished. So
yeah, the interior designer is on point.
yeah,
Good looking furnishings in this place.
Need to get them over to my house.
Yeah, I love this condo. This thing is killer. It's got everything in it.
Pretty cool.
And it's in a very pretty location. Look at that. There's the amphitheater. I'd like to
The
go there.
amphitheater.
Yeah.
Yeah, some great concerts there in the summer. So
Mhm.
yeah. So 1,089 square feet, built in 2018.
Very cool. All right. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Let's go back to all these listings. The next one is for 1.6, and this is in Breckenridge, Colorado. This is a very large 2,800 square foot home.
Yeah, so 4 bed, 4 bath, built in 2014. So, not too old. And I thought this was just a good value. For $1,695,000, you got a lot of space. It's a quiet area. You're a little bit further outside of Breckenridge, but you're only a 10-minute drive into town or so, and before you start going up the pass, so you're not gaining a lot of elevation. But it's 2,800 square feet. It's comes partially furnished. You're going to be sitting with pretty nice views. So, but yeah, let's go into that puppy. I think that it's got kind of a nice timber frame feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty handsome house. I love the timber frame that they use.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. So some of these are like true timber frames. Sometimes they're more aesthetic, but I think this one could be true timber frame. It definitely looks like it. Yeah, like that kitchen.
Yeah, I like everything about this.
Yeah. So, but good looking house. Kind of that
Love the shower.
timeless classic look.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, man.
Yeah, nice space. You got a nice rec room in there. So yeah, I think this would be, this is a great family house for sure. So it's in Blue River.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Good size home. So yeah, so the next one is an enclave condo. This one's kind of fun. Just they redid it not too long ago. It's expensive for an enclave. I'm not gonna lie, but this one was like totally redone. This one was there was a fire, so this is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty much completely redone on this one. It sat there with this big, huge, massive blue tarp over it for like a year. But when they put it back together, they made it look really, really good. So you're close to the base of the ski area. You got this brand new looking condo, and I like enclaves. You got these huge garages, and they did a really, really nice job with this one. So
what is an enclave?
an enclave. It's like a little nook, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like, sure. Is that a kind of house?
Enclave is just the name of the
builder.
Name of the condos.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, the hot
tub downstairs.
Yeah, they all have hot tubs inside, so you like the smell of chlorine.
Yeah, I guess it's like this must be like a room. There's like a shower there and a hot tub.
Yeah, off the garage there, they got these.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you're close to the base of the ski area.
Isn't that part of the whole thrill is like doing it while it's snowing outside and
right? Yeah.
Half dying when you get out.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's fun. I like hot tubs outside, but these are good. These are good. So the last one we got is just a super cool place up kind of outside of Breckenridge. And I love the style of this one. This is kind of
all of those slopes. Look at that.
Yeah, this is the Wow House. So you're sitting right outside of Breckenridge. You got views looking all across toward Peak 8, 9, and 10, the ski area. And yeah, just check this guy out. I love, like, you can look in that window and just look right through to the mountains.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to get inside. Yeah, the whole inside is windows. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can't find even words to say. Look at that. That's amazing.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah. And then the inside of the house even has variation. You could look down inside of the home. I love these lines.
Yeah, they did a really fantastic job with this one. I just love it, everything about it. But just yeah, that piece of just you walk in the front door and you see the view. Like
Yeah.
that would be my ideal style of house.
Everything about this bathroom is wonderful.
Yeah, just all across. Look at that reflection in the mirror of the mountains. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
No, they did a fantastic job with this one.
That shower is too much. Look at that.
Yeah, just a zero threshold entry into that.
Beautiful bedroom.
But yeah, big bedboard built in there at the lights. Yeah.
I have to get my VA loan ready for this guy.
That is
Good
pretty.
man.
And you can have it just for the low price of
Was it 5?
5.950.
5.9. This is worth that 5. Easy.
Yeah.
There's my bunks. Oh man, I love that backlighting on the mirror, the mudroom. That thing is so beautiful.
You're catching on. You're gonna using mudroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all the jargon. I'm telling you, that VA loan is gonna be flexing out in Southern County one day.
Sweet.
All right.
Awesome.
All I've got.
Well, that's a wrap. So thank you everybody so much for joining us for Ski Summit Real Estate Show. Please, if you like this episode, leave us a like below, share us on social media, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check the description for links we mentioned in the episode. I'm Matt Dayton, the Ski Summit Real Estate Show, and hope to see you in the mountains soon. Have a wonderful day.